the heart of Seoul, amidst the neon-lit skyscrapers and the constant buzz of city life, there was a modest apartment that I called home. My name is Min-Jun, a 23-year-old guy with a passion for gaming that bordered on obsession. I wasn't a celebrity or a pro esports player, but in the virtual realms I frequented, I was a legend known as OrionX. My reputation spread across multiple online gaming platforms, earning me both reverence and fear. My life was a simple one, almost monotonous. I worked part-time at a local convenience store, a job that demanded little of me and left my mind free to dwell on my true love, gaming. My social interactions were minimal, my family somewhat distant. It was in the digital worlds that I felt most alive, most connected. On a chilly Friday evening, I embarked on what I thought would be just another routine gaming marathon. I had wisely taken the weekend off, stocked up on instant noodles and energy drinks, and nestled into my well-worn gaming chair. My game of choice? Eternal Quest, a massively multiplayer online role-playing game that I dedicated thousands of hours to. As the clock ticked past midnight, I delved deeper into the game, my avatar traversing fantastical landscapes, battling mythical creatures, and accumulating treasures. The hours melted away, unnoticed. Saturday came and went, but I hardly noticed. The blinds in my apartment remained tightly drawn, and the room was bathed only in the eerie glow of multiple screens. I barely moved, save for the frantic dance of my fingers over the keyboard and mouse. By Sunday, the real world felt like a distant memory. My mind was in a state of hyper-focus, locked into the rhythms and demands of the game. I ignored the persistent headache, the parched dryness of my mouth, and the ache that gnawed at my wrists and back. The game was all that mattered. The warning signs were there, but I chose to ignore them. My body was sending distress signals that I should have heeded, but my obsession with the game blinded me to the real-world consequences. My once comfortable gaming chair felt like a throne as I ventured deeper into Eternal Quest. My avatar, OrionX, was on the cusp of achieving a monumental milestone in the game. Every moment counted, and I couldn't afford to waste any time on trivial matters like eating or drinking. As the hours turned into days, I began to feel an unsettling discomfort. My vision blurred. My limbs felt heavy, as if they were encased in lead. My heart raced, not from excitement, but from the physical strain I was subjecting myself to. Outside the virtual realm, my phone buzzed incessantly with messages from concerned friends and family. They pleaded with me to take a break, to eat something, to step away from the computer, but I couldn't tear myself away. The game had me in its grip, and I was determined to reach the final level. I was on the brink of glory. In the game, I had overcome insurmountable challenges, defeated powerful foes, and collected legendary treasures. The coveted final level was within my grasp, and I couldn't let go now. My gaming marathon continued unabated. I was now fueled by sheer determination and caffeine-fueled adrenaline. The outside world ceased to exist. There was only me, my computer, and the virtual realm. My room had transformed into a chaotic battleground of empty energy drink cans and discarded food wrappers. The stench of sweat and neglect hung heavy in the air, but I paid it no mind. I was on the verge of achieving what few gamers ever did, the ultimate triumph. And then it happened. In the midst of an epic boss battle, my body rebelled against the abuse I had subjected it to. A searing pain coursed through my chest, and I gasped for breath. My vision blurred to the point of darkness, and I felt myself losing consciousness. In that moment, a flicker of panic shot through me. I knew something was terribly wrong, but I couldn't bring myself to hit the power button and disconnect from the game. It was as if I had become one with OrionX, and to abandon him now felt like a betrayal. But my body had other plans. Final, desperate gasp. I slumped forward, my head colliding with the keyboard. The screen went black, and I was plunged into darkness. I awoke in a hospital bed, disoriented and weak. The harsh fluorescent lights overhead were a stark contrast to the dimly lit world of the game. My body felt like it had been run over by a truck, every muscle protesting in agony. A doctor stood by my bedside, explaining that I had suffered a severe health crisis due to prolonged gaming without proper nutrition or rest. I had been found unconscious in my apartment, surrounded by the remnants of my gaming marathon. The news of my ordeal had spread through the gaming community like wildfire. Online forums and social media were abuzz with discussions about gaming addiction and the dangers of neglecting one's health for the sake of virtual achievement. My friends and family visited me, their faces a mix of relief and concern. They had feared the worst. My reckless obsession had nearly cost me my life. As I lay in that hospital bed, I couldn't escape the harsh reality of what I had done to myself. I had allowed a virtual world to consume me, to the point where I had neglected my own well-being. The story of my near-death experience served as a cautionary tale for others. It was a stark reminder that there had to be a balance between the digital and the real, between gaming and life. I paid a heavy price for my obsession, but I hoped that my story would prevent others from making the same mistake. This was the story of my journey through the virtual realms, a journey that had nearly cost me everything. It was a lesson learned the hard way, a reminder that there was a world beyond the screen, and it was worth living. My name is Mark, and I'm an avid gamer. For years, the virtual worlds of online gaming had been my refuge from the monotony of daily life. In the real world, I was just an ordinary guy with a regular job. But in the digital realm, I was a hero, a champion, and sometimes a target. It all began on a summer evening when I logged into my favorite online game, EpicQuest. The world of EpicQuest was vast, with lush forests, towering mountains, and treacherous dungeons waiting to be explored. It was also a world of endless possibilities and countless adventures. On that fateful day, I was joined by a new player named Nyx. Nyx was an enigmatic character, clad in dark armor and shrouded in mystery. We crossed paths while battling a fearsome dragon, and our skills complemented each other perfectly. It didn't take long for us to form a strong alliance. Nyx and I quickly became inseparable in the game. We tackled quests, defeated powerful bosses, and amassed a small fortune in virtual treasures. What started as a gaming partnership soon evolved into a genuine friendship. We chatted for hours, sharing stories about our lives outside of the game. As our friendship deepened, I began to reveal more about myself. Nyx, on the other hand, remained elusive, always deflecting personal questions with a cryptic smiley emoticon. Despite the mystery that surrounded Nyx, I trusted my new friend completely. One evening, Nyx shared a secret with me, a hidden dungeon that supposedly held the rarest loot in the game. It was a place few players knew about, and Nyx insisted that we explore it together. Excitement coursing through me. I agreed without hesitation. The hidden dungeon was unlike anything I had seen in the game. Dark and foreboding. It was filled with traps and puzzles that tested our wits and teamwork. Nyx and I ventured deeper into the labyrinthine corridors, driven by the promise of untold riches. But as we reached the heart of the dungeon, something changed. Nyx's demeanor shifted, and a sinister tone crept into our conversations. It was as if a veil had been lifted, revealing a side of Nyx I had never seen before. Suddenly, Nyx turned on me. My character was immobilized, and I could do nothing but watch as Nyx's character attacked, delivering devastating blows. My virtual health plummeted, and panic set in. I had trusted Nyx completely, but it seemed I had been deceived. As my character fell to the ground defeated, Nyx delivered a chilling message. This is just the beginning. The real game has just begun. I found myself in a virtual prison of Nyx's creation. My character was confined to a dark, damp cell, unable to move or escape. Nyx had stripped me of all my virtual possessions and left me with nothing but the clothes on my character's back. But the torment didn't end there. Nyx continued to taunt me, sending messages that blurred the line between the virtual and the real. Nyx knew personal details about my life, my address, and even the names of my family members. It was as if Nyx had crossed over into the real world, and I was trapped in a nightmare. Days turned into weeks as I languished in Nyx's virtual prison. I had no way of contacting the game administrators or seeking help from the outside world. It was a living hell, and I was determined to escape. I began to carefully observe Nyx's actions and conversations, searching for any weaknesses or clues that could lead to my freedom. It became clear that Nyx thrived on psychological manipulation, using fear and intimidation to control me. As I plotted my escape, I knew I had to outsmart Nyx at his own game. I began to feed Nyx false information, sowing seeds of doubt and confusion. It was a risky gambit, but it was my only chance at regaining control of my virtual life. The final showdown with Nyx was a battle of wits. I had successfully planted the idea that I had uncovered a hidden vulnerability in the game, a glitch that could expose Nyx's true identity. It was a lie, but Nyx couldn't resist the temptation to protect the secret. Nyx's guard slipped, and in a moment of vulnerability, I launched a counterattack. I revealed that I had never trusted Nyx, that I had suspected foul play from the beginning. It was a bold move. I held my breath as I waited for Nyx's response. In a fit of rage, Nyx made a critical mistake. Nyx's character moved in for the final blow, but I was ready. I activated a hidden skill I had been saving for just this moment. With a burst of virtual energy, I turned the tables. Nyx's character was defeated, and I was finally free. The virtual prison crumbled around me, and I logged out of the game, my heart pounding with adrenaline. I had escaped Nyx's clutches, but the experience had left me shaken. I reported the incident to the game administrators, who took swift action against Nyx's account. But Nyx's true identity remained a mystery, lost in the vastness of the internet. In the aftermath, I reflected on the dangers of online gaming and the blurred boundaries between the virtual and the real. I had learned the hard way that trust in the digital realm could be easily exploited, and that not everyone online had good intentions. My virtual kidnapping was a harrowing experience, but it had also been a wake-up call. I emerged from the ordeal stronger, more cautious, and with a newfound appreciation for the real world. The line between the digital and the tangible had been drawn clearly, and I had learned to navigate both with caution and resilience.